The second thing, that's not a bad bit of advice, is it? The second thing he said to me, everything you do, he says, you've got to extend the kingdom of God. I said, really? He said, everything you do. So everything you do in life is to extend the kingdom of God. So I am to bring kingdom down on this earth. And what you've heard this morning is everything about extending the kingdom. The New Testament is the people who've said, I'm going to Bible college. One person said, there's healing. It's extending the kingdom. If I don't extend the kingdom, that is my job, is to extend the kingdom, then I'm not doing anything else but extending my own kingdom. So he says to me, the second thing you need to do is to take kingdom with you. Jesus said, I've given you the keys to the kingdom. And he says, whatever you bind on earth, you bind in heaven. Whatever you loose on earth, you loose in heaven. You take the kingdom, you extend the kingdom, you bring it into your home, you bring it into your life. Kingdom stuff is to do with what you hear, what you see, how you feel. Everything is to do with extending the kingdom. And then it glorifies God. They're attached to each other. Do you want to hear the third thing? Well, if you come back next week. And the third thing is very, very simple. This. He says this, is that you've got to think about the welfare of people. He says, not about just glorifying me. It's not just about extending his kingdom. But he says the third thing is that the welfare of people. We do not live in an island. The first thing that Jesus ever said that I will build, he said, is his church. You cannot live an isolated life as a Christian without church. If you ever read all the way from Genesis to the book of Revelation, he is building his church and he's building his people. It's the church that one day will be taken into heaven, into the glory of God. It's not Boris Johnson won't be taken. Those kind of people won't be taken. People think, oh, they're at the highest level in their careers. No. Being a Christian is at the highest level of your career. So he says to me very carefully this, is think about the welfare of the people. Think about the sheep that you are shepherding and love the sheep that you are shepherding. And so this is why we're doing Transforming Lives for Good. This is why we're doing Christian work for kids. We went out on mission and 900 kids we helped out there with health and those kind of things. We collected money for the homeless this time round. All those things are the welfare of the people. It's not just about the kingdom. It's not just about glorifying God, but it's about the welfare of people. This year, my mother died, and it was a shock to us. But in her death, in her passing away, that week, my sister decided to fly from France to England. And when she flew across, she didn't know that my mum was going to pass away that week. She was fine. The Monday, she was fine. The Tuesday, she wasn't too well. The Wednesday, Thursday, she was passing. On the Saturday, she went. But she was here with me and my sister. We saw her go. But one of the things I know about where my mum is right now? She's in heaven. She's in the place with Jesus Christ. So I don't have to worry about my mum, who was brought up a very staunch Roman Catholic. And I don't have to worry about my dad, who was brought up as a Russian who worshipped fire, because I know he's in heaven with Jesus Christ as well. And this year I've heard so many people's families have passed by. Chris's dad passed away, our treasurer yesterday as well. So I just want us to have a half a minute silence for the people who've passed away this year and just give them the gratitude and honor that they deserve. Amen? Should we do that? Let's just bow our heads just for 30 seconds, just because the children are here. We just thank the Lord. Applause those who have lived on this earth. We thank the Lord for our families and our friends. Amen. Right. Is there any birthdays in the house this morning? I know there's some birthdays next week, but is there anybody got any birthdays this week? We got a birthday over here.